A lot of us rely on some sort of caffeine to get us through the day, whether it's to wake us up in the morning or maybe to keep us going after lunch. Sometimes we all need an extra boost of energy. But what if caffeine isn't actually the answer? What if we really need something else? In this episode, we'll be comparing common energy drink ingredients with a real food that contains many of the same ingredients, with the exception of caffeine and sugar. Please stick around and join the conversation in the comments. Before we start, the goal of my channel is to generate discussion around topics that potentially impact our health. I am not and will never give advice or try to convince you to think a particular way. Although my channel is small, I've received so many stories in the comments of people that improved their lives in some way by making a diet change or a lifestyle change. I wanted to take today to share a little bit of my own story. About 2 years ago, I made one of the most important decisions of my life. After having a severe stomach ulcer, acid reflux, and later GERD, I was told that GERD is a lifelong condition and that I just have to live with it. This was a problem because I knew that caffeine triggered my acid reflux and I couldn't get through the day without at least 1 cup of coffee. As my schedule got tighter, coffee wasn't really doing it for me. If I had more than 2 cups of coffee, I'd get too jittery, so I ended up trying energy drinks instead. I noticed that for some reason, the energy that I got from the energy drinks was sustained, and they gave me what I can only describe as a normal feeling. So naturally, I got curious about what was in the energy drinks besides caffeine. A lot of energy drinks have guarana to help our bodies deal with the huge caffeine load, but I didn't think that that was the sole reason why I was feeling this kind of normalness after drinking them. Here's the ingredients list of one of my go-to energy drinks at the time. I'm not going to say what drink it is either because I definitely don't want to advertise this stuff. Carbonated water, sugar, glucose, apple juice concentrate, orange juice concentrate, taurine, citric acid, guava puree, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate, Panax ginseng flavor, caffeine, maltodextrin, gum arabic, sodium benzoate, sucralose, natural flavors, niacinamide, pineapple juice concentrate, passion fruit juice concentrate, ester gum, salt, inositol, L-carnitine L-tartrate, pyridoxine hydrochloride, riboflavin, red 40, and cyanocobalamin. The ingredients that stuck out to me at the time were taurine, niacinamide, which is vitamin B3, L-carnitine L-tartrate, pyridoxine hydrochloride, which is vitamin B6, riboflavin, which is vitamin B2, and cyanocobalamin, vitamin B12. So basically we have a couple of amino acids and a host of B vitamins. So let's take a minute to review exactly what amino acids and vitamins are, because if you're like me, you've probably heard influencers, doctors, and scientists throwing these words around and assuming that everybody knows them, but the truth is everybody doesn't know what these are. So amino acids are the building blocks of protein. There are 20 amino acids that we need to make our bodies function correctly, but our bodies only produce 11 of them. That means there are 9 amino acids that we need to get from food. Vitamins are molecules or groups of molecules that our bodies need to function but are not made in the body in quantities required for survival. There are most commonly 13 vitamins: vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B9, B12, C, D, E, and K. And sometimes there's a 14th vitamin included, which is choline. If you're wondering what happened to vitamins B8, B10, and B11, it was later discovered that they're either produced naturally in the body or that they're not essential for life. After looking at the ingredients in energy drinks, I had a question. Doesn't meat have B vitamins and amino acids? Specifically, doesn't red meat have both of these? And yes, red meat in fact is abundant in B vitamins and amino acids. Here are some of the overlapping ingredients between energy drinks and red meat. Vitamin B12, B2, B3, B6, taurine, and L-carnitine. B vitamins are crucial for brain, nervous system, and digestive health. Likewise, taurine and L-carnitine help with brain and heart function and other bodily processes. I suspect that it's all of these, especially the B vitamins, that contributed to me feeling a more sustained, less jittery energy than when I drank a cup of coffee. But after digging deeper, I learned that red meat has some ingredients that energy drinks don't have. In fact, it has a lot more ingredients that we can benefit from, such as vitamin B5, tyrosine, cysteine, manganese, calcium, magnesium, sodium, copper, potassium, iron, phosphorus, selenium, zinc, choline, vitamin E, and vitamin K2. Red meat also contains all 9 essential amino acids, the 9 amino acids that our body cannot produce. So when scientists say essential, like essential fatty acids, it means that the human body doesn't produce them. So these 9 essential amino acids are tryptophan, which helps your body produce serotonin and melatonin, and therefore plays a vital role in sleep. Valine, which helps muscle growth, healing, and energy production. Leucine, which aids with healing, blood sugar levels, and growth hormones. Isoleucine, which is involved in muscle metabolism, immune function, blood cell production, and energy. Methionine, which is necessary for absorbing zinc and selenium, helps with tissue growth and helps with metabolism and detoxification. Threonine, which is necessary for the collagen and elastin in our skin and other tissues, and helps with metabolizing fat and also helps with immune function. Lysine, which helps with calcium absorption and the production of hormones, enzymes, and proteins. Lysine also helps with making collagen and elastin in the body. Phenylalanine, which is turned into the neurotransmitters tyrosine, dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. And lastly, histidine, which is used to make histamine that is vital for digestion, the immune system, sexual function, and sleep. Most of all, it's important for maintenance of the myelin sheath that protects our nerves. Red meat also has a high amount of protein, and the saturated fat is a source of omega-3s, omega-6s, and is where all of the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E and vitamin K in beef come from. Instead of all these vitamins, minerals, amino acids, proteins, and fats, energy drinks have sugar and caffeine, which produce a fleeting burst of energy followed by a crash and possibly trouble sleeping. So I did an experiment. I tapered off of energy drinks and coffee and increased my red meat consumption, mostly in the form of steak or ground beef. At first it was a little bit rough, so I would still have a small cup of coffee with butter in the morning, which helped to give me more sustained energy until about lunchtime. After about a month or so, my energy levels completely 180'd. I could work out before I ate breakfast, and most days could skip lunch and eat again at dinner without feeling starving. My energy levels were high and sustained. I didn't need coffee or energy drinks and didn't feel any sort of crash throughout the day. My sleep quality and ability to fall asleep also dramatically improved. By far, the biggest improvement, though, is that my GERD is in remission. It really makes me wonder if all this time I've actually been malnourished. I took supplements before, ate primarily vegetables, grains, and fruit with a small amount of meat, yet I had no energy, relied on caffeine, and was developing severe health conditions. I think I felt like I needed caffeine, but really what I probably needed was protein, fat-soluble vitamins, and amino acids, especially the essential amino acids. I'm now able to fully function without caffeine, although I will have a cup of Swiss water decaf every so often just because I like the taste of coffee. I want to be clear here though, because I didn't automatically do a full carnivore or keto diet, nor have I ever gone full-blown into any diet. As I learned, I slowly modified my diet, and as I felt my energy levels increase, I tried different things that made me feel generally better. There are weeks where I don't eat any carbohydrates whatsoever, and then there are weeks where I do have carbohydrates, but I generally avoid flour and wheat products pretty much entirely. For me, the most important things were doing research and paying close attention to what my body was telling me. If I ate something and it affected the quality of my sleep or digestion in a negative way, I just completely avoided it after that. I doubt there's any one ideal perfect diet that everybody should follow, but paying attention to yourself and your own needs is probably what will help us the most. So what do you think? Do you think that red meat consumption can be an alternative to consuming energy drinks or coffee or soda? Or do you think that it's a bad idea and people should stick to what they're familiar with? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.